Hi friends, my name is Alicia Renice. I'm a multi-passionate creative and singer-songwriter here to encourage you to live the life of your dreams, to follow your dreams, and to build a creative business that supports the life of your dreams today. Yay, so welcome. I have a toolkit for all Black girl creatives. If you're in need of a rest, if you're exhausted, if you're hustling and grinding and you know that you cannot, this can't go on, feel free to download the free toolkit in the link in the description. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get, notified every time I post a video or go live. Yeah, so let's get into today's video. So I want to talk about how to actually have a work-life balance as an entrepreneur or an artist. The thing about being an entrepreneur and an artist is that there is no one really telling you when and where to be, when to stop working, how to stop working, what to do today. You really have to define all of that for yourself, especially if you are a solopreneur, right? Like myself. So it's really hard sometimes to set those boundaries in your life where you're like, okay, this is enough for today and I'm going to do the next day and push the things over to the next day, right? Because we want to get so much done and we don't want to be overwhelmed, but it's really hard for us to really live a life that is full and juicy and healthy when we don't have boundaries. So it's really important that we set boundaries in the beginning of our artist and entrepreneurship journey. So the first thing that I would tell you to consider is time. What are your hours that you're working? Are you working 9 to 5? Are you working 9 to 12? Do you only have an hour to get things done? And really looking at the time, be realistic about what you can create in that time. Even though it seems like, oh, I have 8 hours to do something, understand your energy does not go on for 8 hours. It usually never does, right? When I was working my 9 to 5, usually all the work that I had to do that day, was it took about 4 or 5 hours. And so I was there for 3 in between, for lunch and for just doing miscellaneous work around the place that I was working in. And so in your own mind, you really have to understand that you are not a machine. You're doing this thing on your own. And so you should really give yourself maybe starting out 45-minute chunks of things to do, right? So in this 45-minute chunk, I'm going to work on this one thing, Take a 15-minute break, right? Sometimes a 30, take a nap, do what you got to do, go to the next 45-minute chunk and work on a specific thing, a specific task, right? Because if we're not careful, we'll just burn ourselves out. And this is how you experience burnout as an artist and an entrepreneur. To be honest, I think the very first thing that you have to do is really recalibrate your mind, recalibrate your thinking. You're not living to work. You're working to live. And if you're only living to work, you're never going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're never going to enjoy every single, milestone that you hit or every win or even every loss that you have. I feel like you trying is a win. And if you're only measuring the success of your life based on how many hours you work, based on how much money you're making, then your life is going to be meaningless. You're going to feel like money does not provide joy. It just doesn't. It makes things easier, sure. But money does not provide joy if you're not able to use that money that you're earning on your job. I know a lot of people use working hard or hustling and grinding as a badge of honor. That is no longer my badge of honor. The quality of life is my badge of honor. The impact I have on other people is my badge of honor. So really determining that you're working to live and not living to work is essential for you to be a successful entrepreneur and artist. Another thing that you should really focus on is your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you working? Why are you making art, right? Because you need to hold your why to hold you and ground you and to understand that every day is not going to be a win. You're not going to make $1 million every single day, right? You're not going to make money every single day. I mean, just starting out especially. So you really have to set your own milestones, your own wins, your own things that you're saying, okay, if I did this today, that's enough. If I showed up and was my authentic self, that's enough for today. And really be okay with that being enough for today. And giving yourself a pat on the back at the end of the day for everything that you've done. Even if the day did not go as planned, if you're stressed out and burnout or whatever it is, be okay with doing the best that you could do that day. Every day I'm not on 10. Every day I'm not on 1, right? Sometimes I'm on 5. But really celebrating myself in every single season and every single, number, every single range is important so that I'm not measuring myself based on, hustling and grinding just to win. I also believe that as an entrepreneur and artist, you have to schedule in time to celebrate yourself and to spend time in your community. Your community is going to remind you of who you are beyond, if you have good community anyway, beyond what money you make, beyond what wins you have. I have community that doesn't care about how much money I make. They still love me. And it's really important that you have yourself grounded in your community so that you don't forget who you are, even when you fail and fall on your face and mess up, or even when you win and they need to pull you back down and be like, oh, come off that high horse, come down here with us. You need to be humbled. You need community that's really in your corner, that's really going to take care of you and honor you in every single stage of your life. On the other side, you also need a group of people who get it, who understand you. Get in a community of artists, right? get in a community of entrepreneurs who understand where you are, what's going on, and who are more experienced, who can pour into you and that you can pour into other people. So that when you are working too hard, when you are hustling and grinding, they're reminding you, hey, we're not doing that no more. We're not working hard no more, right? We're working smarter. We're making impact. We're focusing on the things that are going to make the most change in our businesses and in our art, right? So you want to make sure that you have community on both sides. One, to pull you back to be like, hey, I love you, right? And one, to be like, hey, I care about you and I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed. And both can want to see you succeed, but you have to understand that you are not a product. You are not a machine. You are a human being and you need to make space for your humanity. One thing I would also add before I end this video is to make a list of 3 things to do a day, just 3, and that's it. No more, okay? And sometimes you can do less, right? But no more than 3. When I add more than 3 things on my list, life happens, right? You know, I need to go out to the store to go get something and that takes time. I'm in traffic and I'm frustrated because I can't do everything that I want to do in my own control. You really have to make room for humanity, right? You really have to make room for the traffic, for the tire to go out, for, you know, the power to go off, like when it's thunderstorming in the summer. Like you really have to make time to be human and to deal with those nuisances, right? That goes on in our life. And when we have more room for those things to happen, we're not like devastated when they do happen. We're prepared. We're okay. So I hope this was helpful. This is just like tips just to get started. Number 1, don't look at yourself as a machine because you're not. Okay. Number 2, change your mindset. You are working to live the life of your dreams. There's no point of you hustling and grinding to not be able to live the life of your dreams. Also, you want to make sure that you have community on both sides. One, like that is with you, like no matter what, even if you never had a business. Another who was there, you know, people who do have businesses. You also want to make sure that you're actually penciling in time to have fun, penciling in time to go out to the movies, to go walk around the park, even if, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive, but treat yourself and celebrate every single win, every single try that you have, because that'll keep you going. And hold on to your why. Why are you doing this? Because every day is not going to be perfect, but that why is going to have you grounded and have you celebrating yourself and being like, I'm on the right track. I'm doing the right thing. Like I'm doing my best, and your best being good enough. Okay. So I understand, listen, we're all in this together. You know, we might be in different levels in life and different levels of experience, but we're all there. We all understand. It takes time. It takes work. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, while you're working, you need to have work-life balance. You really do need to literally make time. Time is going to pass away either way, right? But you have to make time for life to happen, make time to enjoy your life, and understand that everything is not going to go your way, but that doesn't mean that it's a failure, right? I have, you know, the day when I have 5 things on my to-do list and I can't do any of it, and I feel like, oh, this day is wasted. The day is beautiful. The day is a gift. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself to that gift of the day. You know what I mean? If you're stuck in traffic, listen to something enlightening. Listen to music you enjoy. Use every single second of your life to enjoy it. You are here to enjoy your life, not work yourself to death. All right. I love you. I will talk to you all in the next video. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.